So the most common type of problem which requires some type of algorithm to solve is sorting. So in programming, we have several different types of sorting algorithms. But here we're going to focus on two of the most popular sorting algorithms, which is bubble sort and selection sort. So in order to show you how these sorting algorithms work, let me give you a scenario, okay? So suppose you're trying to travel to some tropical destination. Let's call it the Bahamas. So in order to get there, we need to catch a flight. And we're not going to just pick any random flight, okay? In our case, let's say we're looking for the cheapest flight. So there's a lot of different websites that help you find cheap flights to whatever destination you're trying to travel to, okay? And the way these websites work is they run some sort of sorting algorithm based on your preferences. So for example, you can sort based on the shortest flight, the flight that will take the least amount of time to get to your destination, or you can sort based on the ticket price, okay? So in our case, let's say we want to find the cheapest flight. So first, we're going to use bubble sort to try to sort our flight tickets. And after it's sorted, we'll select the cheapest one. So let me give you a brief overview of how bubble sort works. With bubble sort, we first identify the very first two elements, and then we check if the first is greater than the second. If it is, then we swap those two. And then next, we'll check if the second item is greater than the next item. If it is, then we swap. If not, then we keep it in the place. And then we go to the next item. And we keep doing that until eventually the smallest item gets to the end. So enough talking. Let me actually show you how it works. Okay, so here you can see we have various different types of plane ticket prices. Say this is $450, $1,000, $700, $350, and $850, okay? So first, in order to sort it using bubble sort, we're going to identify the very first item. In this case, it is this 450 ticket. And we're going to check that with the second item. We're going to first check to see if this item over here is greater than this item. And since this item over here is less than this item, we're going to swap it. So then the bigger item will go to the left and then the smaller item will go to the right. Okay, so now we've successfully swapped these two items. So now we're going to go to the next location. So we're going to check whether or not 450 is greater than 700. And since it's not, we're going to swap these two. So now that that is done, we're going to now go to our next location, which is this one right here. And we're going to do the comparison between these two. We're checking to see if 450 is greater than 350. And in this case, it is. So we're going to leave this where it is. And then we're going to move up again. We're going to check these two numbers. So here we're checking if 350 is greater than 850. In this case, it is not, so we're going to swap these two. So after going through all those different swaps, we can see now that the smallest item is here all the way to the right. So as you can see, we're not completely done yet. Our ticket prices are not in complete sorted order. The only thing we've accomplished so far is we've determined that this is the smallest item, which has been brought to the end, okay? So what we're going to do, the next step of the bubble sort, is to go all the way back to the beginning and perform the exact same steps so that the second smallest item will come into this position. And then we'll do that again from the beginning and then sort it until the third smallest item comes into this position and then so forth, okay? So let me show you how it will work. So as you can see, after the second pass, the second smallest item has come into this position right here, which we wanted to. And so we're going to do another pass so that the third smallest item will come into this position. So as you can see, our ticket prices are now finally in sorted order. The largest item is all the way to the left, and the smallest item is to the right. So now we can identify which ticket price is the highest and which one is the cheapest. So hopefully by now you understand how the bubble sort algorithm works. It works by comparing two adjacent items to figure out which one is bigger or smaller than the other. And then based on the results, it will perform a swap. And then it keeps doing that throughout the rest of the items in the list. And it does that in a loop until the entire list is sorted.